Hey guys, it's your boy Roy, and welcome to 401, The Forest. This chapter is actually pretty fun to play because there's a lot of variations in it. At the first, we got this little setup where we have a couple of snipers in the distance, and what you want to do is you want to quickly dispatch these Gorgies up in the front, and then focus on the ones in the back. Burns and his allies will do their best to distract them for you, but obviously on God Hard, the Gorgies just don't give a damn. They don't care. Later on, after this, there's a barricade coming up, and behind the barricade is a turret, and there's two snipers on the left and two snipers on the right outside of your reach, so you can't reach them. You have to shoot them from distance. With shotgun only, obviously, is absolutely horrible, but we manage anyway. That said, here you see me just trying to pick them off. I use a grenade. I think I get one of them. Yeah, I did kill it. There's just one more remaining and a couple of normal red Gorgies. And I'm starting to get a newfound respect for the red Gorgies. Like, they're not the most dangerous enemy, and they die instantly due to a shotgun shell, at least if you aim correctly. Unlike what I do all the time, because I'm horrible. But they're still a pretty fun enemy. Like, they have a varied moveset. They have a melee attack. They have a suicide attack. They can use turrets. They can shoot their gun. They're pretty varied for just a general enemy. And here I try to get a nice little position. I think I really get this guy with the last shotgun shell. Spoilers, by the way. One thing that should be noted is, at the time of recording this voiceover, I have beaten this run. So if I come off a little, like, how do you call it, separated or a bit distant, it's because I'm, like, still sort of, how do you say it, like, I still need to get used to the idea that the run is over. So I'm a bit emotional, you know, and you gotta give me that. After this, we have the room in which there is challenge 4. I believe it's challenge 4. Yeah, because the part where we are now, I believe, is the part where you have the final encounter. Yeah, where generally challenge 4 takes place. But here we have just a lot of Romanovs and a couple of those walking tanks, which is nothing special. I'm really getting with the last shot, yeah. If there's one thing that I really like doing about this run is trying to push it to the limit, because it's really easy to just give up and die, and you just sit there and say, like, okay, I got the checkpoint, now it's time to die and get all my equipment back. And sometimes you do that, but I always try to stay alive for as long as possible. Here you see me just running around and grabbing some stuff, seeing if there's any more ammo or gear I can find to use, but obviously not. Because no, that's one thing I did notice. Obviously, there would have been a shotgun there because I got the DLC. But if there's one thing I noticed is that there's not a lot of shotgun drops in the game, except at the final boss. There's 2 of them there, which really surprised me, generally speaking. Because there's one in the beginning and one in the left. Yeah, but I'll come to that when we come to the 5.3 video, chapter 5.3, 5-3. Yeah, 5-3. Here if we go around the corner here, another set of enemies will spawn, and I'm a bit anxious here because I remember I was like, I hope there's a shotgun drop because I'm not gonna make it otherwise. And I didn't want to die, obviously. I just wanted to complete it. I wanted to win. Victory or death. That was the answer. Here you see I still don't have any ammo. I'm just trying to get past. Use the melee to quickly destroy that thing, and how I am still alive, nobody knows. I can't even throw my EMP because I'm completely stunned. So throw a grenade. Does that kill it? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, it does. Wow. I'm actually suspecting at any time right now that the video will just show me dying. I'm like, oh, I forgot to edit that, and I'll have to redo the voiceover, or I might not. So far, looking pretty decent. Oh yeah, we got the walkers remaining, the little walkable pieces of cover, which I find to be a nice little enemy type. Sometimes you'll see me equip, and there's a shotgun finally. Sometimes you'll see me equip a sniper rifle. This is not that I'm considering using it or firing it, but it's usually because if you're at the range that you can kill an enemy, you can hover over them and you can see their HP bar. But if you use the shotgun and you're out of range, you can't see how much HP something has left. So sometimes we'll use that at a certain distance. Here I'm just going to go to town on these B Romanovs. and actually doing a pretty bad job out of it, now that I look at it. This is because I think it's a chapter, no, it's 2 chapters later than this. We have the infamous sniper pit, which is basically the most hardest part in the game. At least in my opinion. It's in my opinion one of the hardest parts in the game because it's just hell. You have to fight 3 of these, and you really need to have to learn their pattern over there. And I can already notice little mistakes I'm making, because the general tactic of them is to hit them in the back. That stuns them. But what a mistake is that I make here, and a lot of people make in general, is that they don't hit the red spot completely. Because if you hit him in the back, he will stumble forward and then backwards. And if he stumbles backwards, then you can really get the full blast in his red core. And if you get the full blast, he will die, I think, in 3 shotgun shells, compared to like 10 if you hit him up front or whatever. So that's a neat little detail that I completely missed here, but I know that I will learn later on. So it's also fun for me to watch. Upcoming, we have a ranged encounter. I think I did die, because I see a little edit marker there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to abuse a certain melee trick that I actually, under quotation marks, invented here. Trademark, Reuta, Stinger, Raeng, whatever. What I do is I throw a grenade up there, and I absolutely fail. And I go down here and I use the heavy machine gun melee. Because the heavy machine gun melee has a big arc up top, so you can hit enemies that are on an elevated platform. You just stand here, you spam that melee, and try not to die to enemies that sometimes come downstairs, and try to save as much ammo as possible. I said try to save as much ammo as possible. Don't use the shotgun. Roy, what are you doing? Sometimes it's hard to see yourself play because you already see like these little mistakes. Because there's no shotgun drop here, obviously, because it's a ranged encounter. Which also sometimes made me feel like maybe they should have gone. Also, yes and no, because it's for a handicap run. I really wish they would have gone for universal ammo. But now that I think back, I almost wanted to say that, and I think like, it's actually not a good idea, because that way you can really just put a player in the position like just use these 3 weapons, and they would never use the disc launcher or the LFE otherwise. While they are great weapons, in my opinion. So here I'm just gonna wait it out. There's still a couple of Gorgies and I think a Romanov on the top left. And the Romanov was the most annoying to kill because his rockets could actually reach underneath the platform I was on. Oh, here comes the reinforcements, yeah. Which includes a couple of Romanovs, I believe. And it's really nice that you can really tell when the melee hits, because there's this little soft delay taking place. And there we have another grenade collision, completely screwing me over. I like how the grenades work in this game, but on the other hand, it's also really annoying. And you'll see me struggle with it, and I think you just saw me struggle with it before. I'm just gonna note it. If there's one thing this game also lacks, it's a switch shoulder button. Like you can just quickly change the shoulder that you're aiming with. Because right here, I would love to just peek around that corner, but I can't, because that's not the way the game is programmed. Which is a shame. After this, I'm just going to talk about that already, because here we just need to kill a couple of Romanovs again. Which is just a standard fare. You can a shotgun shell always stops them unless they are enraged. And only certain types can get enraged. And they enrage by either taking too much damage or taking damage in their core. They become red. I think it's only the regular Romanov. No, this one. See, here he stumbles just from a regular shot. Now he's enraged, so he won't stagger from a regular shot, I believe. Oh. Well, forget anything I said. Maybe he didn't start his rampage yet. That could be it. I do believe, like, certain things, what I did notice is that the EMP is really good. It is really good, especially if you don't mind dying and you have enough all the time. Because in the final chapter, for instance, there are 9 EMPs in total, if you count the ones that you start with. So, and they just stun an enemy, and they can be stun locked as well. I think it would have been a good idea that enemies that are stunned by an EMP once can at least sort of build like a resistance, like it has diminishing returns, for instance. The bogies have that to a certain extent, like they can't be EMP'd after certain attacks. They will just be immune to it. Which is, in that situation, is really, yeah, not stupid, but annoying, because you can't really tell, like, When are they going to be, or aren't they going to be vulnerable to the EMP? Because everything else is always vulnerable to it. Here I'm going to try and bait out the rocket, but he's never going to fire it. The super missile, because I only got one shotgun shell left. And I'm like, just fire it already. And eventually I think I give up. I wonder how I did this, because usually what I do when I record these videos, here I throw an EMP against the thing. Oh, there's a shotgun here. Now I recall. Just consider, like, shall I grab it? Shall I not grab it? I want to say, usually I just record one of these videos and then I just immediately do the voiceover. But I was so hung up on this game, I really wanted to finish this playthrough. I thought, like, okay, I'm just gonna sit my ass down and play this game. And I played chapter 4-1, which is this one, until chapter 5-1 in one go, with obviously a couple of deaths in between. No, wait, not in one go. I got stuck in 4-3, which is the sniper pit. There was a day in between. On sniper pit, I had, I think, 2 days worth of attempts, and then 5-1 was pretty easy. And 5-2 and 5-3, I won't spoil. I will tell you about those in those chapters that belong to them. So I'm just really waiting it out, finding an opening. Generally, you can tell by the direction he's looking at what he's gonna do and who he's gonna attack. Like, if he's not facing you, his attacks won't go for you, which is a nice thing to know. See, now he's focused on me, so now the missiles are gonna come my way. I think, yeah, there we go. I think I actually meleeed that missile. Over here I was thinking, like, oh my god, don't make me do this again, because I already died using this strategy a couple of times. And back then I didn't get a shotgun drop, so right now I'm like, oh, if I die now I might not get the shotgun drop, so I might not make it at all. And due to my melees, the Romanov went to the middle, and he's not going to walk back again because he has infinite range, so he doesn't really need to. So I can't really melee him, so I have to kill him with my shotgun shells. But it takes me a while to figure this out. And yeah, Vanquish. It's a cool game. I wonder how many people will try this as well. Like, I started this run because I saw a couple of shotgun only videos of the final chapter. I wonder how many people are, after watching this, are like, maybe I should try this. Like, just do shotgun only on the main campaign. Would be cool if a couple of people would follow in the footsteps. And if they do, please let me know. I'd love to watch other tactics come to life and just see how they adapt to certain strategies. Because if one thing this run did, it forced me to become creative, like stuff like this. And I'm really glad that I did not disallow different melee variants of other weapons. At first I think I did. Can't really remember because a lot of the early videos were from a long time ago. But right now it's like it just gives you so much more variety with the backflips and the uppercuts and stuff like that. I only really use the backflip and the backhand and the boost melee because they are easily the best ones. The uppercut is pretty good. Oh yeah, and then you use the assault rifle variant, which is also pretty fun. Now we're almost there. This takes so long. And alright, I might as well talk about the fight afterwards. Oh yeah, one thing I will touch upon, which was really funny. When this fight ends, I was considering, like, where the hell do I go? And then I was thinking, like, please don't tell me there was a ladder here all this time. Because it was really, would be like this little anticlimax that I could just always have climbed this ladder that I missed. But it wasn't there, thank God. Otherwise, I could have been really pissed off. Oh, here it switches to me. The fight after this is a two-part engagement. And it actually contains a bit of a myth. Because at first you really have to hold off the enemy, and then you get like this message like, you can open the elevator now. Get the hell out of there. And if you do that, which I think I do, yeah I do. Here, finally he dies. If you do that, and you actually manage to just go into the elevator, you will see a couple of Marines get absolutely slaughtered, and Sam and Burns will have this little argument. And what's fun about that is if you actually stay and try to fight everything, you will get a shitload of enemies thrown at you. Like, it will feel never ending. And with shotgun only, it's impossible because there's so many enemies at range. I try to hit the barrel here, but I fail horribly, I think. And I'm really running low on ammo. I only got this one pickup. I didn't want to die because it was like, I want to get as little deaths as possible, because my death counter was getting absolutely bonkers at this point, and I already knew that the sniper pit would put a nice little dent into that, as with the final boss, which is obviously difficult by default. So yeah, you can hold them off, and eventually it will stop, and you will get a neat little extra conversation like, "Hey, good job, Sam," and blah 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 blah. A lot of people don't know that this is actually in the game, but it takes a long time. I think on God Hard, it can take upwards to like 15 minutes of just pure combat in which you have to hold them off, and if you die, you have to do it all over again. But it's still a fun little encounter. I think I do. I'm gonna try and revive these guys. Yeah, and I obviously get that thing, the turret. And there were a lot of times when my conviction, what is that? How to say that? That my conviction was tested, my faith in the shotgun was tested. And sometimes it was like, oh, I really just want to grab my heavy machine gun and shoot that freaking robot into smithereens. I like that word, smithereens. But I didn't, generally speaking. There is one fight, not in this video, but after a couple of videos later, in which I do break the rule. But I will talk about that when that video comes. Here I'm trying to reach those barrels. Doesn't happen. I'm in a grenade, and I iframe through it. Not the way I intended. Like, I got stuck in the crate. I should have died there. And this is me just not learning from my mistakes. I really should learn that, okay, I'm not hitting these barrels. It's not going to happen. How that golden Gorgie has been there all this time and not killed me, I will never know. Now, I'm out of ammo. I'm overheated. I have nothing. And this is just me using good line of sight and just using my allies to distract them, because you only have to survive a certain amount of time here compared to other parts in the game. I do believe you have to kill a certain amount, and then you have to wait and just keep on killing. And here I'm just gonna stay here like, okay guys, you guys do all the heavy work. Yay, got a cutscene, checkpoint. Sometimes that happens when you try to do a boost melee. You will get meleeed for your troubles, which is always nice. Alright, this is the part where you can keep defending if you want to. But I'm like, screw that, I'm gonna go. And oh no, I actually wanted to try and see how far I could get, because it was like, I have to checkpoint anyway. And then come the shotgun brothers, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna charge the melee, and I'm gonna hit nothing, and I don't have any ammo, so I'm just gonna stay here, just wait it out, dodge all the bullets by just walking and stuff. It's absolutely insanity. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go for the elevator. Get the hell out of here. Get a little melee in, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I even doing here? But I remember really having fun here, as I always have with Vanquish. I don't think I've ever really played Vanquish and thought like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life? Such an excellent game. Such an excellent game. Excellent game. Easily one of the best pieces of money I ever spent. Oh, here I go for the elevator, and I die instantly. So like, yeah, okay, that's not gonna happen. And so I just go towards the elevator. Right? Do I go for the elevator? Yeah, I go for the elevator.
Disengage targets and regroup on the elevator.
Because the enemies are just gonna keep on spawning, and I think I'm pretty sure that's just not gonna work out. And here I realize, oh yeah, I gotta press the button. So I don't press the button. So you gotta kill these two. Do you have to kill these two? Yeah, you gotta kill them. Yeah, you see the little visual detail. The elevator button goes from orange to yellow. And here you see the Marines I talked about. Like, they're gonna get slaughtered by the remaining Gorgies. But I don't think it has any gameplay effects, like at all. Now we just go upstairs, and Sam sort of berates them. Oh, this is how Marines do business, huh? All in all, 4-1, I didn't think I had a lot of deaths, except at the beginning, because it was really hard to get an offense going there. But generally speaking, I really had a blast playing this chapter. Let's see how many deaths I have. I'll say 13. 11! Ah, close enough. I like doing the little guesses. Surprise, surprise, my score is again in the huge negative, but what are you gonna do? See you guys later.